Monster, the Justice Gang is here. Superman flies in to blast it with a powerful punch. Slime explosion.
These are your favorite childhood movies if they were cartoons. Comment your favorite one down below.
I was watching Peppa Pig recently and saw that the animators place whatever room they want under the stairs, depending on the mood. As I continued to watch, I saw a lot of items that disappear as the scene changes. I also saw
Spaghetti.
No, not this. But anyway, I found a lot of animators' mistakes, and I hope you have fun watching me review them. Starting with an episode called
The Tooth Fairy.
George spent 7 whole seconds chewing on a single pasta, so thoroughly that I got hungry.
Peppa and George are having their favorite food.
Oh, that's an almost imperceptible mistake. The animators left a micro bite of George's tongue. But I wanted to point out that while George has to move his fork to suck the spaghetti, Peppa does it without even holding the fork.
Don't drink your juice.
What was that sound? Although it sounds more like a pig grunting than that.
What's that?
Look at the edge of the table. There's nothing there.
Peppa, maybe you should look in the mirror.
Now there's Mummy Pig spaghetti.
Oh.
Why does her hand look like a Lego man's hand?
And what would you like to be when you grow up, George?
Dinosaur. It's bedtime.
Wait, this is getting crazy. The animators change the basement however they want. In this episode, there's no basement door at all. But in this episode, there is. And in this episode, there's a storage room.
Peppa and George brush their teeth.
Look at that heart teleportation on her clothes. By the way, in this scene, there's no sink behind them.
What are you doing?
Now there's a sink behind them.
Peppa cannot wait to get into bed.
They go to bed very early. Maybe they have such a pace of life that they go to bed at 7 p.m. and wake up at 8 a.m., so they sleep for 11 hours. But why does the night start at 7 p.m.? It's already dark there.
Let's both stay awake all night. Can you hear something?
What's interesting to me in this frame is not even what she's holding on to, but where her hands are growing from. Or even where her sleeves are sewn on. Hours passed. The sun came up, but the clouds didn't even move. Besides, where's that rooster sound coming from? They don't have a coop near the house. Only Grandpa Pig has a coop near the house.
Peppa, you pissed yourself in your sleep.
What? I wasn't asleep.
Did the Tooth Fairy come?
George sat right next to Peppa.
No.
Now George is gone. Where did he put that pillow? Just where? Why is everyone surprised by the Tooth Fairy coming while they were sleeping, but not surprised by what's happening in front of their eyes? It couldn't fit in the pocket. Maybe he's skinny, but he just hides pillows under his clothes.
Daddy Pig is wearing his
And before I continue, I just want to say that if we get a lot of likes and subscriptions on this video, I'd appreciate it. But for now, I'd like to watch an episode called
Very hot day. Puddles. Oh.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
The puddles always went away when they dried. This is the first and last time we're ever shown a dried puddle.
And Daddy Pig is wearing his swimming costume. Daddy Pig is wearing his swimming costume. Oh dear. Daddy Pig is so hot.
Daddy Pig does look hot. So hot, you need sun cream.
Where'd she get that cream? I understand when they get stuff out of their pockets like that, but she's wearing a swimsuit.
Stop it. Get some help.
Mummy Pig isn't applying sunscreen properly. She only covered her chin and cheeks with it, even though they still have ears, nose, and body. Although it's unlikely to make them bad, because pigs are protected from the sun by a thin layer of fur, they don't need this cream. That faucet wasn't there at the beginning of the episode. And this is the maximum it can stretch to. It clearly can't reach the pool.
Ice cream!
Driving up hills in the heat when the houses are very far apart and calling to buy ice cream is a terrible business. I think it will leave her broke, in debt, and she'll have to work multiple jobs. That makes sense.
Dinosaur.
This ice cream is the size of half of George's stomach. I'm sure if he eats it, he'll get frostbite. And Mummy Pig is rushing him to eat it before it melts. And it melts in 20 seconds. I think Mummy Pig should be more vigilant about her children's nutrition. And while his ice cream has become a puddle, the other ice creams haven't even melted.
You can share Daddy's ice cream.
What do you think will happen to that stick when George takes the ice cream? Next, you can see that they all ate their ice cream as they walked back down to the pool. Remember that.
Good idea, Peppa.
Look at how much water there was before they splashed it into Daddy Pig. And how much after. It doesn't look any different to me. But they poured so much water that puddles formed.
What? I wasn't asleep. Look, the puddles are back.
What happened to the pool they put in front of Daddy Pig?
Peppa and George are wearing their boots.
That's the ice cream George ate. Even if George hadn't eaten it, it would have melted by now.
Have you ever noticed that the 7-Eleven logo has just one letter that isn't capitalized?
It is almost bedtime.
At first, the sun is on the right. You can see that it is not in the window. Then it somehow appears in the window.
Peppa and George are just finishing their supper.
According to the fact that Mummy Pig has given everyone food, but there is still some pasta left. They will have to eat this pasta pot for a week. Do they know you can cook less than a full supply of pasta at once?
Oh, sorry. I'm a bit tired. It's been a long day.
In the 3 seconds it took Daddy Pig to say something, Peppa had eaten her pasta.
But it's almost your bedtime.
Where's the Daddy Pig sitting on the left?
But you must come in when we call you for your bath.
You didn't notice, but the sun is animatedly setting in the window. Probably the entire budget of the episode was spent on that minor detail.
Look, George. Lots of muddy puddles.
What kind of reaction did she expect when she told George that there are lots of muddy puddles in front of him that he can already see? Peppa jumps in a muddy puddle, but stays clean.
George loves jumping up and down in muddy puddles.
Peppa walks through the muddy drops that George has splashed, but still stays clean. Peppa just stepped in the puddle and got muddy. There's so much mud pouring out from underneath them. It's more like a sewer pipe burst under them.
George! Buff!
We found the biggest muddy puddle in the world.
No.
Wait, why does George with his mouth open have teeth and Peppa doesn't? They forgot to pick up their shoes.
Are you and George feeling sleepy?
The door that was always on the left is missing.
Before bedtime, Peppa and George have their bath.
The bathtub doesn't make bubbles. Don't you think it's weird that Peppa's parents are sitting with washcloths on both sides of their chairs? If anyone had a bath like that when they were a kid, write in the comments.
Before going to bed, Peppa and George brush their teeth.
Why did they fill the sink with water? And the sink was just standing very close to the bathtub. And now, the bathtub is nowhere near it. The blanket moved away on its own. When her arms and sleeves lengthened, and George just hit his head on her bed.
Peppa goes to bed, she always has her teddy tucked up with her. When George goes to bed, he always has Miss
Daddy Pig appears in one shot. The animators were too lazy to draw him moving there.
Are you feeling sleepy now?
No, Daddy. We need...
Peppa's legs change length and there are books that weren't there before.
Now, which book do you want?
Now one small book has become a huge stack of books.
I'll read you the Red Monkey book.
Peppa and George like...
Where did he get the chair from?
And soon he fell fast asleep. Good night, Red Monkey.
He didn't read the last page. Do you think Peppa sleeps comfortably with 2 books cuddled up?
Mummy Pig and Daddy Pig are going to watch some television.
That light from the TV remote can only be seen by the cameras. It proves that the whole cartoon is just a stage show, and they're being filmed now.
And it looks as if it is bedtime for Mummy and Daddy.
These 2 windows are in the same room. I wonder what windows on the first floor lead to the kitchen.
Peppa is waiting for her best friend, Susie Sheep.
I wonder what that room with the blue walls is. Did she open the door without a key?
Hello, Susie. Hello, Peppa.
Susie Sheep has come to play with Peppa.
The door closed on its own.
George wants to play too.
She reaches for the cube, but she pulls out a hat.
Peppa and Susie love playing in it.
Someone on the animation team thought the book has a square shadow, but the cube has a round shadow.
Peppa's bedroom.
No, George. This game is just for big girls.
In her opinion, only big girls can wear the Joker hat.
Peppa and Susie want to play on their own.
Joker's hat disappeared while Peppa was getting her wand. Where are they now? I mean, they've obviously gone somewhere in the third dimension where they shouldn't be. The Joker's hat is back.
For the healthiest bang, I always use protection. Heat protection from Redken's acidic bonding concentrate leave-in. It keeps my hair stronger, smoother, and protected from damage. ABC leave-in treatment. Extra protection for when things heat up.
Ladies, welcome. Jesse, did you have sex with Marciano?
Back.
No, George.
Check out this beautiful animation of Susie getting on.
No, George. I played
these games before! I'm making chocolate chip cookies. Someone needs to lick out the bowl.
You can just use the dishwasher. The handle of the toy basket goes through Susie's neck. I'm surprised she didn't strangle herself. Don't you think her arms are too long? What if...
I want to be a nurse. I want to be a doctor. But who's...
How did she change her clothes in 3 seconds?
George!
George and the plate cast the same shadow, even though the plate is transparent.
So does George.
Take a big breath in, then cough. I think your heart's a bit loose. How about a plaster on it?
I can understand her going to treat his heart problem with a plaster, but how is she going to treat a severed arm?
Open wide, please.
She pulled a thermometer out of nowhere.
Susie takes George's temperature.
His mouth doubled in size from frustration. George's ear crease disappears.
Oh dear.
In the previous scene, she held the thermometer the other side. They built doorways so low that Daddy Pig has to bend over to get through them.
Can the patient have a visitor?
Just for a little while. Cookie!
Who painted 3 stripes on the blue wall? By comparison, this wall originally looked like this. George takes a bite out of a cookie, which causes a lot of crumbs to fall around, which, by the way, will just disappear into thin air. But he ends up with a perfectly even bite.
That tickles.
What was that sound?
I think I need lots of cookies.
Next to the cookies was George. They're shaking the house from eating the cookies. Look how beautifully animated George's laughter is.
Mummy Pig!
I don't care if they have a house with ceilings 5 meters high. They are rich and have the right to build what they want. But what's the blue stripe? The only explanation is that they have a crack in their roof from which you can see the sky.
Daddy Pig has made Mummy Pig breakfast in bed.
Happy birthday, Mummy Pig.
Peppa and George have...
At this point, Peppa should have fallen on the tray, and the cup of hot coffee should have spilled all over the bed.
made Mummy Pig a birthday card.
Oh, what a lovely birthday surprise.
Instead of opening this card and seeing what's inside, she looks at the back of the card.
Come, enjoy.
Peppa and George disappear when the shots change.
We've just got to put the candles on. One.
He stained the cake with his elbow.
Mummy's coming!
Oh no!
Ole.
We need the same number of candles as Mummy's age.
Is he saying that Mummy Pig is 3 years old?
3?
Oh dear. We haven't got nearly enough candles.
No, he's just worse at maths than Peppa.
How old is Mummy?
I'll whisper it in your ear.
Wow, really old.
Why didn't he say it out loud? Is he afraid George will hear how old she is and start crying?
You know, I think 3 candles will be fine.
I have a theory that Mummy Pig turned 30 because each candle means a decade.